old ideas can become new again. I'm Hazel. This is Hazel Anaka Design. Um, Many of you will know that I am preparing for my daughter's wedding. I've had quite an active role in that. I uh, did a wedding journal and did a flip through very recently. And one of the things that I mentioned that I found in my search for so many items that were needed was this old kit with a shadow box frame, some not very nice scrapbooking paper that I have had for probably 20 years. So I just wanted to show you what I did, because sometimes when we come across these dated items, these dated craft supplies, these trends that have long since gone, I think it is possible to make something very beautiful, very relevant, and very, well, I don't really want to say easy, because it did seem to take me most of today to do it. However, let me show you what I've done. Now, this shadow box has this magnetic closure, so I'm going to just open it up so you can see without glare, without wrecking anything. Okay, so basically, for those who have been following this adventure, you know that the colors are sort of olive drab and gold or mustard yellow. So I just want to point out what I did. Now this is a smaller version of what came in the kit. So it was black on one side, white on the other. I'm not sure how they thought this would be used, but of course I'm going to keep it for other purposes, other projects. But the one I chose is the same. The larger opening, the three smaller openings, and I used it white side up. Now, if you saw me show this frame the other day, you may remember that it had a fabric base underneath. So I've just ignored that and kind of just did the whole paper thing. So this paper, this rose paper came in the kit. So I tore it up. Like, there might be well, you can just take my word for it. I don't know where the other sheet has gone. So basically, I used the matte white side up. I put the part of the rose paper at the back of these openings, these three small openings. I had this leftover piece, so I used it there. You may have seen me show this gold decorative thing that I've had for a long time. It came in one of those kits with 12 by 12 page trims. This was wedding paper. Maybe I should use my pokey thing. This was wedding paper that I had a narrow strip off. This was other paper that I don't even know if I used it or not, but for some reason I had some of that going. I used this, the stripe, all in the journal. And if you watch that flip through, you'll see that. So, and I also used this cotton trim here. Now this opening was probably 5 inches square. So I kind of ran the edges of my paper over, extended them a little past the actual opening. And that gave me a little bit more room to apply glue around this wedding invitation so that, it made it a little more secure. So basically, what this ended up being, I guess, is a collage, almost like a masterboard. And It took a little bit of thinking to do it in the right order so that the right papers were covering, ended up on top, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I won't belabor that. I mean, obviously, if you've done any masterboard or collage type work, you know that that is, that is part of the challenge, to make sure that the right things end at the top. Now, I had a lot of wedding stuff on hand. Some of it was just a little too cheesy to use for this couple. Some of it was the wrong color, some of it was the wrong vibe. So just to leave me enough space to work in, some of those things just remained in a bin. You kind of, or at least I like to reduce my choices where I can, so that, it's easier to make decisions. However, I was looking for the spare invitation, and I realized, oh, there is some pretty stuff in there that I could probably use. So that's where this bridal gown came from. The Mr. and Mrs. came from there. This sticker, Forever Yours. And maybe that was it. If you saw me do the flip through of the journal, you know that I incorporated one of these. And I thought, well, it's lovely. The color is perfect. So I was a little smarter this time now, because, let's see, do I have... sorry, if I can find one easily. Yes, here. This is hollow. Well, not hollow, but it's concave here. So I didn't want to fill that whole void with glue, nor did I want to just rely on that very fine bead of glue around the edge. So this time what I did was made little paper patches that fit roughly in here, and that gave me a surface that was a little bit raised and more solid, that I could actually apply glue with onto. And that was Fabri-Tac. So I'm confident that those things are holding. Okay, so I use these down the edge of this gold trim. I had this green tassel. I don't know what it would have been from, but I thought the colors were good. So I made a knot. Well, I didn't actually make a knot. I sewed a little overlap, like wherever these lines overlapped. I put in a few stitches there to hold it. I used this brad, like I wrapped the prongs of the brad around the cord and then glued that down. Now this is solid as well. I tacked, I used a bit of glue here and there just to kind of hold things in place. Just to keep things from maybe falling straight down. Here, I went through some broken jewelry, glue string, and found this which was half of a pair of earrings, and I glued that down. This I loved. It had a little tiny screw eye, like almost like a cup hook screwed into the top of this is wood. And so I removed that and glued this down. That's solid. This is solid. And then this was a combination of part of an earring, I believe. No, it's got a hole there. Oh, this would have been an expansion bracelet that I took apart, because it's got the two holes there and there. So part of a bracelet, and then this heart. I made a bow out of that 1/8 inch ribbon, just to sort of disguise the fact that, I pieced this together. And I think that's pretty effective. And then finally, the last thing, and And I have to say, all of this took an inordinate amount of time, but I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did it. So this doily here, I cut a piece of it off and glued it down, used, now this is a technique that I will do on camera. I essentially made this flower using some fibers that you have seen before. So this, the solid items here, like, well, like this was part of her dress, so it's just a chiffon type thing. And then this, sort of use this green to kind of replicate leaves, so that's what this representation around the edges. And then I sewed all these, oh, well, I guess I'll tell you how I did the flower, even though I will show you this on video. It was essentially heating these to the point where they sort of started shriveling up and curling. So I have this spool of thread. I just wanted to have a spool of white thread near me so I don't have to keep running for something every time I need to tack something down. It turns out that this is really thick stuff. It's more than just, you know, size 50 sewing thread. Anyway, so I started stitching all these pieces together, and I realized that if I did some French knots, it would sort of look like a flower center. So that's exactly what I did. And then this is just all glued down. I used a combination of tacky glue, Aleene's tacky glue, and Faber-Tac. And that, my lovelies, is that. The guys don't know that I have done this, so when we're getting together on Father's Day, well, the day after Father's Day, I will bring this over and hopefully surprise them with it and, you know, have another decor piece for the welcome table. Now, finally, I didn't want to have to try to glue all this down, so I used double-faced tape in about an inch or 3/4 of an inch width, kind of made, you know, right angles in the corners, added a few other strips elsewhere so that it would hold, but yet wouldn't be a miserable job gluing it down and hoping not to have any boo-boos or anything like that. So I was happy that I used it, and I guess in a case like this, it makes me wonder why I don't use two-sided tape more often. Anyway, that is where I'm going to stop today. I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I hope it gives you the impetus to, again, use things that you may have been holding on to, even if it's for a long, long time, or pick up those discounted items at thrift stores that you think, well, that craze has come and gone, because honestly, I think this is pretty darn cool, and it's a great remembrance for them. So we shall see you in the next one. Thanks so much for being here. And of course, if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here forever and a day, welcome back. And of course, because algorithms, you know, matter so much in this game, I would definitely ask that you, you know, give me a thumbs up, write a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I also want to say that after the wedding, so let's just give me a few days. So let's say in July, things will begin settling back into a routine, and hopefully, you know, back to heart and back to, you know, providing some varied content. So thanks so much for being here, and I appreciate your presence. Bye.